Hey there folks, here's the uniform guy again, here with another video review. This time it is another Luger review. As some of you may see at the top of the screen, you have my P04 Naval Luger, which I did review and field strip in a previous video. If you've not seen that video, please feel free to check it out. Now, what I'm reviewing here has something to do with this holster down here. As you can see, this is a hard shell brown leather holster. It's about 100 years old, this one, because it's First World War. Show you the date stamp. There you go, might be able to make it out there. 1915 and the maker's mark. I'll just slide out the pistol inside that, pop that down. And what we have here is a First World War P08 Luger. This particular one is 1917 dated. You should maybe be able to make it out there, 1917. I know that some people out there like to fill all like the little engraves and markings and that with white paint. And if this was a early model, which had a slightly different bluing on it, and would have had the white paint in the markings, then I may have done that. However, I don't feel that it's a necessary modification just for a YouTube video. So if you can't make the markings out, I do apologise, but I'm not really one to put paint on my guns to make things easier for other people. So as we sit up here, we might be able to make it out, 1917. So it's a mid to late war weapon. However, it is still almost complete. Unfortunately, it is still technically a Frankenstein, because this side plate, as you can see, there was a serial number, or the last two digits of a serial number stamped there. They've then been dremeled out or engraved out, and 49 has been scratched in there. So it's been taken from one weapon, put on another weapon, and then finally put on this weapon. So I'm guessing side plates have a tendency to be easily lost or misplaced. Apart from that though, the trigger, the lower receiver, the upper receiver, the toggle action, the whole lot is to this weapon. So it's a higher end Frankenstein. It's only a one part that makes it a Frankenstein. Now, obviously, for those who don't know what I mean by saying it a Frankenstein is a firearm which has been produced, because when they produce firearms, especially like Lugers, this is an expensive weapon to make. It was precision milled. All the parts were specifically milled for that one weapon. It wasn't mass produced cast. The Germans weren't famous for mass producing, as many who have even looked into the Second World War will know. You can't take parts off of a Porsche Tiger and fit it to, say, like a Mercedes-Benz Tiger. I know Mercedes-Benz probably didn't make Tigers, there was a different company that made them, but you get what I mean. Like you could take a British Sherman tank, take the gearbox off of it, bolt on an American gearbox, and it worked perfectly fine. You couldn't do that with with German vehicles, German weapons. So all the parts were precision engineered to one weapon. And if you took parts from one weapon and put it to another, chances are it would have difficulty operating. Usually they'd only do that in a time of war, where the parts were machined quickly. It was more of a mass production type style, and they put it all together. I've got a Mauser Car 98K, which I may review, which is a full Frankenstein. There's so many different mismatched of parts on it, but that one was produced for the invasion of Poland. But anyway, back to Luger. So I said, yeah, this is almost complete. The only thing is that side plate, which does produce a bit of difficulty when taken down. I'll go into that a little later. But anyway, just backtrack back a bit to the production of this Luger. So it's a 1917, which means it's, as I said, mid to late First World War. In 1920, the Treaty of Versailles came out, which meant weapons that the German army had, they were only allowed to have X amount of weapons, and all of them had to be date stamped 1920 above the date. So this weapon was never declared for the Treaty of Versailles. I could speculate as to why that was. As far as I'm aware, it wasn't brought back in the First World War, which means it could be a Second World War bring back. If that's true, that then means it was a unofficially used firearm in the Second World War and illegal to own in Germany because of the non-Treaty of Versailles stamp. But anyway, that's speculation. That's the history of the weapon. That's what makes this stuff interesting. Another one to note on this one, you might see up there it's got S42. That means this wasn't made by Deutsches Waffen- und Munitionsfabriken, which usually make most Lugers. This one was made by Mauser. This is more common to see during Second World War Lugers, not as much as First World War Lugers. There we'll just so take the clip out, show the clip's empty, and even that is serial numbered for 4220, which again is not this weapon. I'll just pull the slide back, show you it's empty, so there's no rounds in the chamber. Let the action go, fire it off. One that I will show you, actually I'll just show you one here, you might be able to make it out. You can see some writing there, that's German for safe. Put the clip back in. Now an interesting thing with Lugers, as you're firing them off and they cycle, when it comes to an empty clip, the toggle action locks back. You can take the clip out and it will stay locked back until you slam a new clip in with rounds, and then the action will fly forward. You can also pull it back off the spring and release it. Now, usually you'd let it shoot forward, but I won't do that because last time I did that with the naval Luger on an empty clip, I took a chunk out of my finger. But just another one to show you. Clock the Luger, put a clip in. So let's just say for a moment that was a full clip. It shot forward. The round is in the chamber. To make it safe, you can put the safety on, and that'll actually stop you pulling the trigger. That'll stop the sear spring hitting the striker. Another way of making the Luger safe, to a point, is you pull the toggle back just to where you feel some tension. Not too far, about that far. You'll feel some tension. Then you pull the trigger. Let it slowly go forward, and Luger's decocked. Little trick that not many people know. But anyway, we'll lock the toggle back, take the clip out. I'm just going to show you how this strips down. I'll only take the top slide off, but hopefully I'll show you what I mean when I say the takedown switch and side plate are a bit difficult because of how this is not built for this Luger. Now, as you can see, that's pretty damn solid, that ain't moving. If we do it with the naval Luger here, I can twist that quite easily with my thumb because this part was made for this weapon. So that comes apart incredibly easy. This one is rock solid. Now the one thing you do not want to do is get a bit of metal, jam it in there and twist, because you will scratch it up. I mean, the scratches on my one, I'm not going to get it refinished. It's my Luger, you know, I like it how it is. So what I'm just going to do is get that bit of metal, put a handkerchief on it, and get it in there and twist. And it ain't budging. It still ain't budging. Hold on. No, that looks pretty damn solid in there. It does come apart, it's just a pain. There we go. Shit. Sorry, knocked my camera off there with the force of my action. But, yep, there we go. As you can see, I've managed to twist it off there with some strength. I'll just take this plate out. Now, yeah, as you can see there, there are some scratches. I'm guessing the previous owner has done it with a takedown tool. But the slide now should, if I let that go, the slide should now, there we go, come off. Simple as. So I hope people enjoyed that little video. I'm going to play it back, see how it looks, and I may upload it. And now I've got the Luger taken down, I shall do a second video on how I strip it, clean it, put it back together. But as you can see, as I said, one part doesn't match the rest of it. It can make a world of difference. But still, it's still a Luger. This one here, even with that part missing, is still a £1,000 gun any day of the week. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'll upload a second one shortly. Thanks for watching.